Right? Yeah. It's like, if I'm gonna turn my music down just a little bit. I think it's probably blaring you guys, huh? It's like if the we're live. My screen. Hey, I need to move me now. Let's go ahead and theater mode you. Cam stuff. Down here. How does this look? Can I actually just... Big TV. I wonder if I can window capture. I do love this cute rock that's happening. Do I just full screen? I think that just might work. Hey, we're here. We'll put our cam stuff up top, maybe? We'll have to figure out where they go for a bit. So, boys, hey, welcome to the Joffice episode 5. Hopefully we're going to be getting some super neat, super cool information. I'm going to pivot and turn myself over here. It looks like I'm looking at him as I watch on the big screen. Seeing what's up. What's the chances? Do we have a do we have a can't wait till Shining Fates isn't the new hot thing. You know what should be the new hot thing? My Hero Academia. That would be neat. Hi Tam, ready to hear about Jason's bad? Question mark. His bad what? What's his bad? Oh, his bed? Did he get a new bed? Man, he better not talk about it. If he talks about his bed and doesn't talk about My Hero release date stuff, or My Hero whatever stuff, I'm gonna be livid. Where's my Sensei level 2 stuff? There's so much stuff we could talk about. There's so much. Me and all my homies are all level 1 judges.
Hey, happy Friday. It's Friday, the end of the week. This is the Joffice. I'm Tim Friedlieb, and I remembered to unmute my mic today.
Sweet.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Joffice Live. Look who's back. The boss man himself, Jason Haransky.
Hey. How's it going? I'm back in the U.S.
A? U.S. of A?
A.
That's the same number of syllables, right? Instead of the USSR, the U.S. of A?
Exactly.
Back in the U.S. of A. Yeah, I like it. That one works.
What a good Beatles reference. Thanks, Tim.
How's everybody doing out there? I see the chat's going. Got some big things to talk about today. I'm excited.
Do we really?
Well,
big things?
How big of things do we have to talk about today?
Real big things.
Real big things. All right, everyone. Apparently, we've got some breaking news. We will talk about some stuff. We do have a cool sale today as well. But, you know, first I'm going to let Jason say welcome back to the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's good to have you back after, what was that, a 2-month trip to take care of business and financial issues over in Europe?
Yeah, it was man, I don't even know, 7 weeks, I think, longer than I wanted it to be honest. But
Wow,
yeah, so let's
7
talk
weeks.
about that trip
Could not
real quick,
imagine.
so everybody's aware. If you guys follow our Kickstarter campaign for Street Fighter, we found out that we could really benefit from an EU branch of Jasco Games. So I was registering the business in Europe. So we've been dealing with attorneys, tax attorneys, accountants, registrars, and everything over in the EU to set up an official Niederlassung, is how you say it in German,
Neat.
to Jasco Games. So I don't remember what that means in English. It's like a branch, I guess.
My
branch of
Academia
Jasco
confirmed
Games.
in Germany.
So it'd be Jasco Games
That's all I heard.
Germany or Jasco Games Europe. We chose Germany not only because I speak German, but also because it, for shipping purposes, when we're doing Kickstarter campaigns or worldwide shipping, especially in Europe, Germany is the only country where you can file your taxes for all 22 countries in the EU from one place, instead of having to file them individually from each individual country. So that plus being centralized for shipping, having the Hamburg port, all of that stuff. So makes a lot of sense for us to be centralized in the EU, have a future branch there so that future Kickstarters, especially with the new rules coming in with Brexit, the new rules coming in I believe in June or July for the EU laws of importing and VAT taxes, are going to get really, really complicated, really strict, and a lot of the shipping costs are going to be going up if you don't have a European company. So I am also now an official resident of Germany. That doesn't mean I'm a citizen. I'm a resident so that I can begin the operations to start doing business there. There was a lot of work that happened. I was also working on American time, so I was sleeping about 3 or 4 hours a night. I was up till about 9 a.m. every day finishing up the American workday. I would go to bed, wake up at about noon German time, and then start back over every single day. So I was pretty worn out and exhausted. I probably aged 10 years there, maybe gained some weight from lack of sleep. But, I mean,
yeah, I know
it was a good time for being locked down, I guess. Germany was, at least at that time, and I think until the end of March, extremely locked down. Can't really do anything. So I was just working, and I guess I could get some groceries every now and then.
I know. We would do our regular meetings pretty late in the day here, even, and I was like, man, Jason, it must be like 4 a.m. for you. And I was, woof. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of days where I could only make it till about 4 or 5 in the morning before I'm like, guys, I got to crash. It's just been too long of a day. But for the most part, I think I was up average between 7 and 9 a.m. German time. And then I would always get up by about noon. So
wow, dedication.
But I mean, we got a lot of work done. We are shipping Street Fighter. It did land in the Street Fighter miniatures game. This one right here, in fact. We'll talk about this in a little bit.
Yeah. Now, not to confuse anyone, we have yet to start shipping the EU portion of the Kickstarter yet. We're hoping, and we have some Street Fighter news coming up, but we're hoping to have the shipping rates go out to people.
Does Tim's camera look amazing right now?
A little bit.
We'll get into all the UTS
Tim's camera looks so good.
There's a lot
He's so
of future
crystal
business
clear.
In Europe.
Right?
We do plan on also doing the same thing in the UK down the road, but right now UK is, it has the extra strain of COVID, the super COVID, I guess they call it. I don't know, but you can't even get in there.
Super COVID.
So even for business, it was not possible to set that up. So the UK will be later on the list because of all the Brexit things. It's going to probably be necessary to make sure that games can still go into the UK and the EU. But we do have a big announcement coming up that'll clear some of that up as well. But anyway, it was an interesting
sounds like
trip.
Street Fighter
It snowed
stuff.
a lot. We're not used to snow over here in Las Vegas.
I'm excited for everybody who's enjoying
I got
that.
to shovel snow a couple times. Got a good little ab workout there from all the rotating. I was like, we need to imitate this at home. I liked the snow workout. I'm kind of a northern blood at heart, being born in North Dakota, playing ice hockey all the time.
Right.
So, and then I guess the only thing we could really do because of the lockdowns, so there was a nighttime curfew at 10 o'clock, and there was like a €500 fine. If
Does
you were
anybody
caught
know why
out
Jasco
past the
moved to
curfew.
Las Vegas?
You couldn't leave more than like 15 kilometers from your house. I had to quarantine for the first 10 days anyway. The only thing that was open was Starbucks, Burger King, McDonald's, and Subway, and then the grocery stores. Everything else is closed, so there wasn't a whole lot to do. So just doing a lot of work. And the reason it took so long is the filings because of COVID. Also, you couldn't do anything in person, so everything was taking way, way, way longer than it usually does. It could have been done less than half the time if this was normal situation. But
sure.
Well, it is what it is. So there's your guys' update on where Jason's been from the Joffice lately.
Well, that's cool. We're all glad to have you back, and I think everyone understands why it would have been pretty difficult to get you on the stream while over there.
True.
For multiple reasons. One, the time difference, and two, also the internet connection was not the best.
It cut out constantly in our meetings. It was not fun, but we made it work. And probably would have been a good Joffice. You would have had some Jason and then some disappearing Jason.
All right, so no, that's the wrong window. So, Jason, what do we have that we're talking about next? I know we have a couple of topics today, not a ton, but we do have some. Do you want to go into that big announcement that you told me? And guys, just so you know, I'm hearing this for the first time too. I'm excited to hear this news as much as you guys are. What do you got for us, Jason?
All right, so this is everyone's favorite type of announcement. So we are announcing an even bigger announcement on the 16th of March. We'll be making a pretty big, long-awaited announcement. It will be touching the subject of My Hero Academia, the CCG, at the Gamma Trade Show. So Gamma doing the digital thing that Gamma is doing this year. We have a massive announcement there. I think you guys will all be really excited for. But yes, we finally get to talk about it. We have some big marketing and contract
co-stream that.
To go over.
That's on a Tuesday? I can do that on a Tuesday.
Yet. Unfortunately, there's contracts and things that we will be revealing.
We have 2 weeks
at this big Gamma announcement on the 16th. So you guys stay tuned. It will not only be on our channel. You're going to see this in a lot of different places because we have a bunch of partners that will be announcing at the same time. So I'm really, really excited. Unfortunately, I can't tell you everything except it's My Hero related, and it's on the 16th.
What time is?
We're getting a mix of reactions. One person says, "I hate you." This is the announcement to an announcement. You don't mean that, do you, Josh?
You know, sometimes you got to make an announcement to an announcement. I also hate doing that, but we have some politics involved here with licensing and other contracts. So all I can say is that is the day we can talk about it, and it's going to be Gamma. I don't know what time it will be yet. I will give you guys the time. I see that Tamron Cardwell is asking about that. As soon as I know that and we get that from our partners, we will let you know.
And we have another Joffice next week before this even happens.
We took a half step forward, boys.
We should for sure know by then, right? So we can definitely help spread the word next week.
Yeah, the next Joffice on the 12th, we'll be able to. I mean, we won't be able to say what the announcement is, but we can give you the times, exactly what to watch for.
1 half step, baby. We're in.
Up a little,
it's been a long day for Tim.
A long day, and I was up a little late watching the WandaVision finale last night. I couldn't wait because our project manager, David Hanold, is also a huge fan, and I did not want to get anything spoiled when we were chatting about it.
Back to work, yeah.
There's no shot, Dragoon.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to
not a Gamma. Gamma's like a big trade show.
There's a whole lot of stuff that I would like to watch. I at least got to finish Cobra Kai, so I'm happy there. That was a cool show.
It was a pretty fun season.
I don't have to pay a lot of attention to.
Maybe that's a new segment we can have where we talk about all of the shows that not all of the shows, but we pick a show that we've been watching and we talk about
all the shows that I don't have time to watch with friends.
That is a fun comment, Danielle, but I'm going to refrain from talking about it just because there are probably some people who haven't seen. I know I have multiple people that have been waiting for this week's episode of WandaVision to come out before they start the thing at all, so I'll wait. So the announcement is that we're making an announcement. Yes.
Has nothing to do with our massive announcement. Just so
that's true.
That's a clue I can give you guys.
That is true. It has nothing to do with WandaVision. That would be super cool.
No Marvel set.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Unconfirmed.
So All right, what's next up on the agenda, Tim?
Let's see. So you know what I'll say next. This is a thing people have been asking for a while, and they're not on redemption yet, but we do have a special sale this week. If you go to the link, I should have a link in the description. It is not in the description, but you can go to JascoGames.net/special sales, and we are this week doing a sale for the Libra of Souls foil characters.
Oh, that's right.
We have one of
Those are
every Libra of Souls foil character from the booster box, and that is $30 for all 12 characters. That is our
We've got
special.
some really good questions in the chat before we move on. Somebody's asking about Street Fighter shipping in the U.S. Did they miss it? We are getting to the Street Fighter miniatures game stuff. It's going to be one of our topics. Additionally, people want news on the Mega Man Kickstarter. That is going to have some big announcements here pretty soon. We still have a goal to try to get that launched at the end of the month, but it may go into April. We'll see.
Yeah, I think right now we're
needs to stop
trying
answering
to
questions in the middle of
finalize
10 sentences.
The Kickstarter, the whole plan and outline
Have a
of what
segment
we're
at the
doing
end
for
for
that
questions.
project.
That'd be cool.
So, thanks for inquiring. We will have news on that as soon as we finish up some of the plans that are in the works.
Yeah.
All right, so we wanted to talk about one of my favorite cards, I think, before we get into
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. We'll get into Street Fighter in a little bit, guys, but we have a fun little topic. Now, Jason and I were talking. We're like, oh, well, what's one of your favorite older cards? Because Jason played in a time of the game where I've never even, I think I'd heard of the game, but I never experienced it. And so I asked Jason, what was one of your favorite old cards? And Jason, what did you say? What was that card?
So this is one of my favorite because it has a story attached to it. It's not necessarily like the most used card I did or the most powerful card, or even maybe the card that I think of first when I'm thinking about UFS back in the day before we got into universes. But this card gave me kind of a eureka moment in a format that was very different from today. So I played this card and realized I could use this.
Wait, what card is it, Jason?
Oh, it's called Tira's Contract. It should be. Sorry, everybody. Didn't spoil it for you. Tira's Contract is a foundation, and this card was very important in my deck. I was playing a Felicia deck in 2009 Worlds. My very first match was against Matt Coles. I beat Matt Coles. My second match was J Ray. I tied J Ray, and then my third match, I don't remember who it was, but I had this eureka moment against this person. I realized, so we were playing in an era of Grey Wars, and my deck was considered an aggro deck with I think we had 9 attacks in my deck. That was a lot back in the day. I had obviously some Feline Spikes. I think I was playing 1 Sardines Beach Special and 4 Irrespintas.
9 attacks.
That.
Crazy.
And the
Crazy,
defense in my deck was Make a Difference and a whole bunch of crazy, just abort the attack, reduce to 0 damage.
We lost him?
Jason, are you there? Uh-oh.
He's been in Europe the whole time.
Uh-oh, Jason. The story was so powerful.
Yeah, apparently.
That we lost Jason.
Announcement on the 16th. I think this is super good news. Finally, we have something. We're trudging forwards.
Okay.
We lost Tim as well.
All right, I'm gonna get back.
There we go. Sorry, everybody. Having internet issues all day today, and it turns out I was tethering. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, but are you sure you're actually back in the States? Did you not just buy a bunch of games and shelves and
I just put up a green screen of my old shelf room so that people would think I'm there. No, I was tethering because I use Cox Communications, and I gotta say,
big fan of Cox.
A lot of outages.
We love Cox here on this channel.
I use that company, a lot of outages. All
love
day
Cox.
having issues.
Boy, howdy. If you could say one thing about me, big fan of Cox.
So hopefully the regular internet works just fine. Sorry, everybody. I have no idea where I just was.
Well, we got you back, so that's the important part.
All right, so what's the last thing I said? Where was I?
You had a bunch. You had a bunch
Epiphanies.
Of foundation defenses, and you were an aggro deck with 9 attacks.
Okay, so yeah, let's catch back up. So in this era of the game, we called it Gray Wars because you only really played attacks to get through each other's massive wall of defense in the form of foundations.
Yep.
So I had cards like Make a Difference, a bunch of cards that would bring damage down to 0 or abort the attack, or it made it just super, super easy to just not care about what's going on. Seal Cessation was canceling stuff, and you had all these tricks on the board and off the board to make sure that attacks really just didn't do anything.
Cool.
And attacks that
Sounds
were, or
fun.
decks that were playing 4 to 8 attacks, which was kind of standard back then, you could really just handle them with cancellation and aborting attacks and damage reduction. So Game 3, Tira's Contract saved my butt. I had a really good run in 2009 at the beginning before I had sleep deprivation and then kind of went back downhill. I'll get into that later.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I had to drive straight from Texas straight to Gen Con with a group of like 7 people in my car, and then went straight into the tournament after like an hour of sleep. So,
all right. So you had this
tournament.
realization. Let's get. I want to hear the end of the story.
So we're in Game 3. And
Rigging them in.
I forgot that like this whole time we've been practicing, we've been playing a ton of UFS. Nobody ever really blocked anymore. Like, I almost never saw somebody play a physical block, hardly ever. And so I wasn't even thinking about blocking being a viable way to defend an attack, because we're just like, well, it's going to be unblockably fast anyway or something. Like, you just didn't even play. It'll be a throw, and it wouldn't matter. So I had 2 Tira's Contracts out and realized that I could stash a block in my momentum, which was really easy to get back then. Stash a block in my momentum, and with 2 Tira's Contracts, I can play the block as a response before the block step, and then use the second one to auto block the whole zone. So all I need is a mid block of any number in my and I had like what was that action called? The sword.
That's
the
fair,
action,
Satonis.
the discard 2 momentum and abort an attack, essentially, or an action, cancel an attack or
Sure,
action.
there was an action that did that.
It was a Soul
Gotcha.
Calibur card. But anyway, even that had like a +4 block. So you can play any mid block into your momentum and then just stop an attack. So that saved my butt and then reminded me the rest of the tournament that I can block from my hand. So that was my eureka moment. It kind of just like changed the game for me, because nobody really blocked back then. Some people did, obviously. The blocks were still played. But it was the last thing you thought of in Grey Wars. Is like, oh, yeah, blocking from my hand. I'm going to use a resource from my hand. What a waste. I can just cancel that stuff. So Tira's Contract has like a long, special eureka moment kind of story in my head. And the other thing it can do is you can use either of those abilities to kind of halfway get there with 1 Tira's Contract. So I just really like that card after it saved
Reprint
my
it.
butt.
Thanks, Danny. That card, Jason, was Power of the Edge.
Power of the Edge. There you go. Soul Calibur
Reprint it.
sword.
Tira's Contract. All 4
Soul
symbols. Let's get it
Calibur
rocking.
sword card.
It's very similar to your background, but
5/3, 1 low
Not-
block, 4
not your
symbols.
Yeah,
Auto blocks
and
things.
I chose his background today because, like I said, Soul Calibur foil characters on sale today. If you don't have them or you didn't get them at Worlds, you can pick them up now. Yeah.
so
Arshan,
coincidentally,
we're looking
I
at the
picked a
Sabretooth
Soul Calibur
card.
that I really liked. That
because,
was not on purpose, but we're
Jason
I
wanted
guess,
to
very
talk
Soul
about
Calibur themed today. So we're
Happy
at Soul Calibur
coincidence.
stuff. Happy Soul Calibur Day.
I'm always trying to think. So here's the thing. My favorite old cards aren't old. They're since you've owned the game. So, like...
I mean, I'm pretty old. Go for it.
I mean...
The announcement was that there will be an announcement at the Gamma Trade Show on the 16th, which I will be doing my absolute best to live stream and get that.
Actually, on this topic, in the Facebook groups recently, people have been sharing some of their favorite old cards, and that's been a lot of fun to participate in those conversations and whatnot. People saying, I love this card, I love this card. And, some of us are like, you're crazy, that card was insanely powerful. Insanely powerful. But, or someone saying, this card's terrible.
I'm a big fan of Insanely Powerful. What can I say?
You don't say, do you, boss?
Yeah, I have to tone myself down all the time. I'm like, yeah, this is too good. I already know it's too good, but I will.
Anyway, so we are going to get to Street Fighter in a second. Let me catch us up on some of the on a couple of questions. I'll try to choose a few We're not going to scroll for every single question because we don't want to be here for 2 hours anymore. We are very busy. We're trying to get things done for you guys so you can buy stuff. I do have a question here that says, any news on the Buffy board game expansions listed on Lynn Vander's website or Angel the board game? Do you have any update on that, Jason?
Nothing so far. I do know that Lynn Vander reached out to us yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what their plans are, but the development house is entirely in charge of that, so it's going to depend on their schedule, and I know that COVID and a bunch of delays have occurred because of other things, so I have no idea now when the new release dates are going to be.
Nick Workman asks, so the stores who ordered the MHA bundle not from Rochester are also getting the 7th box for free. Nick, if your store is a Premier store with us, which I believe you had to do to get the pre-order bundles anyway, they should contact us, and that will, I believe we're planning on honoring all of that. That was what we had said when we made the announcement of the change to the bundle. So have them contact us, and we are going to honor all of those that were made prior to that weekend.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right. Stephen Jennings asks, how far into the Mega Man UTS will you go? Aside from Rock, Roll, Wily, Bass, and Proto Man, can we see a more robust list of Robot Masters? So, UTS question. Jason, do you have any thoughts on that?
So the Mega Man board game that's coming out, it's the Mega Man All-Stars is what it is. So it's actually going to have, I think, everything from classic Mega Man in one game. But the miniatures are the UTS design. So it's the scale, it's the painted minis and all that stuff. Cool. It is not intended to be a UTS game. So what we're doing is we're having a UTS expansion so that you can play. Your drink just turned into the sword. That was pretty cool. You can play the miniatures in the UTS game and get their decks as a add-on or a separate purchase in the Kickstarter is the plan. But it's only going to be those 4 characters as far as we're planning right now, and that's also confirmed with Capcom. Now, these characters are a little bit different. I don't think we've shown off the miniatures yet. They are not just, I guess, probably what you expect. There's a little bit more to them, and we'll keep it a surprise for now. But you'll be playing with I think it's Mega Man, Bass, Roll, and Proto Man. Those will be our extra characters. It's like a DLC pack essentially for UTS.
If they made the
DLC
packs
we had
be
for like
usable for both
Street Fighter
UTS
Alpha
and
or
Universes,
Third
they would sell way
Strike,
more.
where it's the 4
They would sell way more
okay.
UTS stuff.
Michael Nelson, we are not getting Tira's contract back in standard.
Card's good though. Am I right? Look at that block.
Yeah, I don't think we need that card.
We don't need that card. That card's like 2 good cards put together with a better block.
Let's see. What's another question that we can talk about right now? Sam Potts, that is a detail we'll have to get to later. He was asking about whether or not there'll be a pledge option for the minis and the UTS stuff only. Again, we'll talk about that later. That's not... we don't want to really get into the Kickstarter until everything is finalized and ready to announce.
Yeah, if he's talking about just getting the minis without decks, I can say that is not going to be possible at this time because our license is not for statues; it's for board games and miniatures games.
I assume it's for just the minis and the UTS decks
and the decks,
and not the board game.
Yeah, that detail will be solidified here shortly. And I do believe we're going to have a version of the Mega Man Kickstarter up before it launches for everyone to kind of look at, sign up for alerts so you guys can get in at the very beginning when all the hype train starts on the launch.
Yep. I'm trying to see. Man. Let's see.
All right.
I think that's it. So let's talk about Street Fighter. How about that, Jason?
We've got Street Fighter. Like I showed you guys earlier, I have the game right here. I have not opened it yet, but this is my copy.
Yeah, how cool.
Yep.
I had to expedite this one to myself. But we have a lot of stuff going on.
That picture looks so good.
Street Fighter game, obviously, it's done.
The art's so good on that.
Australia has pretty much finished fulfillment unless you just didn't tell us where to ship it. I think we're over 80%, maybe 90% complete in Australia. I think we know the best.
It is about 95%. We just have about 30 people that we are going to contact and say, hey, you didn't get your game yet. have you seen the email? So we're working on trying to figure out how to call these people appropriate times
and the battle
and whatnot,
begins.
because
it is not our time zone.
they're 17 hours ahead or 18 hours ahead, I believe. So
yep. So Australia is nearly done. The U.S. does have the entire product in the fulfillment center. The first, I believe, 80% plus of backers have already paid their shipping, and those have been processed. They should be shipping out actually relatively soon. Maybe next week the first batch goes out, and then the next week of payments for shipping will go out, and then the following week. So we're giving you guys 3 weeks for each location to pay your shipping. We're going to send lots of reminders. You get at least 1 reminder a week. It's probably going to be closer to 3. And just pay your shipping so you can get that thing out, because this game is nuts. It's 37 pre-painted miniatures. I'll just show you the back here. It's the highest quality mass-produced board game probably ever. It's not like made out of gold or anything. I've seen some games like that, chess games and stuff. But
I know we did an unboxing. Angry Joe show. They did an unboxing of Joe's copy of the game. So everyone's really excited. I know I'm excited.
Did you put it on TTS?
To finally get ours, so I can have my game. I want to play with some of my friends. Maybe take it over to my family. Play with my little brother would be really, really fun. But yeah,
if they put it on, if they put it on Tabletop Simulator, even if I had to pay the $7-8 to play it, I would be down.
Play. Who's your favorite character? Who's S tier? Who's not? We do plan on releasing like a Street Fighter Turbo, which is going to upgrade people from D tier and up to kind of level out the playing field. I think it's about 60 cards that'll be updated later down the road that people can play if they want to treat it more like Street Fighter the way it used to release, because you didn't have automatic patches back in the day, and obviously board games very similar. And I don't think that the entire meta's even been completely cracked. Obviously,
no way.
It's pretty new.
The game's
so I'm sure
not out
some
yet.
of those lower tier characters will make their way up, just like in a video game, and we'll see kind of where it levels out. I would love to hear from you players, especially if you're watching from Australia. I don't know what time it is there. What are you guys playing? Who do you think is the best? What's the best strategy? Et cetera, et cetera. I heard that Zangief is really good. Actually, the whole core box is really solid. So it's a really good place to start in before you get into the kind of expanded characters and the more goofy mechanics and that kind of thing.
So before I go into some of the questions on Street Fighter, I just want to give some updates. So right now we're, it was shown off that there was a little bit of a hiccup with the car stage, but we had stickers printed at the factory, and those are going out to the fulfillment centers. Cool. I know that the one to the U.S. is being overnighted so that they can begin shipping it, or so that they can try to get it out with as many orders as possible without having to ship it separately.
Exactly.
Other than that, I know that Quartermaster is all ready to go and start shipping out.
That's U.S. for you guys that don't follow who our fulfillment companies are.
They should begin shipping at any time. So, hopefully we'll see some shipments going out today. If not today, then hopefully Monday.
Yep. And then I can also update you on the other continents. Tim probably has more exact information, but the EU, the product is in the dock now. It's in the gate, actually. So it's been unloaded from the ship and is currently at the fulfillment center in the gate. They're waiting on finalizing some attorney stuff, and then it can go start shipping as well. So if you're in the EU, you should be getting your information for shipping payments very soon as well. The UK has a really bad backlog of ships. I know that it's visible from land. You can watch our ship. It's just waiting out there at the ports to be allowed in to dock and unload. Canada, I believe, is getting there now-ish, right?
Canada,
give me a link to watch
rail
the ship.
Congestion has ended.
My board game's on that.
I believe they're just scheduling it to head towards the fulfillment center, so that should be getting there fairly soon. I know that we're probably going to end up doing 2 different regions at the same time for fulfillment. So it'll be still very busy around here for all of us, on top of getting ready for our card game release. So it's lots and lots of stuff going on right now.
Yep.
But we are looking to have rates to those who haven't gotten their shipping rates very soon. We're working on that. I know we're pulling kind of like a bunch of extra hours to get everyone. We want you guys to have these games too. So please know that we're doing what we can for you. So
then you got the rest of the world will be following all of that stuff. So I know that those have they're already in China, and it's going to be fulfilling from China. Chinese New Year just recently ended, and those are going to start getting probably the end of this list. It'll be the rest of the world for territories that are
UTS sounds cool, but
and then some territories are linked to the territories we've shipped to. So, like, I think New Zealand goes with Australia. We are covering Mexico, Virgin Islands, and all the U.S. territories with the U.S. And so there are different areas. South America is very tricky because their shipping is phenomenally high. So I apologize to everybody in South America trying to get the game. It is not worth the shipping. I mean, the game is worth it, but the game is actually more expensive the shipping is more expensive than the game in several cases.
It is unfortunate, the rates for shipping. I mean, in certain places around the world were already kind of bad before the current hike in shipping rates.
Yeah.
But especially now, we do apologize that things have gotten worse for everyone. But we're right in there with you guys. So.
So the final thing is anyone that's been pre-ordering the game from our website, those will be fulfilled after backers. I do actually think that some of those will be fulfilled quicker because we have a little bit of a surplus at Quartermaster. We can probably fulfill the earliest orders from there before the main shipment comes to Jasco in Las Vegas, and then the rest of you will get your orders. So sit tight. I know our backers had to wait 2+ years for this, so if you ordered online, you're waiting a couple months, and you should get your game a couple months tops. If you order today, it's obviously sooner for delivery time. But, Tim, how do you get the game if you missed the Kickstarter? What do you have to do?
So, and this ties into a question we had, how much will this be for retail? Now, this Kickstarter, the Street Fighter The Miniatures game, was not allowed for retail, so we do not have a retail price. If you were a backer and you were a store, you could still pick up the game and sell it. However, it will be probably within your interest to not sell it for what you got it for. You'll have to raise the rates. But currently we have what little surplus we had available to us after a little bit of extras and some of the cancellations we had. Those are available on our website, jascogames.net. You can go to products and miniatures, and you can order it all there. I believe I also have a link to the miniatures game pre-orders in the description of the video, whether that be on Facebook or Twitch that you're watching. So you can go right there. It is a slightly higher rate than what the Kickstarter backers paid. However, it is not like double or anything like that. In most instances, it was roughly like I think between $10 and $20 increase.
Yeah, I think it was actually around 20% increase. So. Yeah. And that's because we got hit by quite a bit of freight costs that are 4 times higher than usual. By a bunch of shipping that's at least double.
And the game was way more expensive to produce than anyone thought.
It was very expensive, and delays, obviously, they don't help us either, everybody. We still have overhead every single month there's a delay, so that's not a fun thing. So the game was already undercosted. We did tell people for months and months and months, in fact for years now, that this price will never be the same again. You're never going to get it for the Kickstarter price. That was a special to launch an incredible line so we can get it in your hands, and you'll see that it's actually worth way more once you open this thing. And if you've gotten the game already, please comment and let people know this game is incredible. Quality, fun mechanics. I mean, we kind of put all the bells and whistles on this thing. And here, let me just give you guys an example of what a shipment of a World Warrior looks like, because I have
It's a lot, guys. I'm telling you.
If you're wondering why your shipping costs between $30 and $60 just for a World Warrior on average, and it can be variable by location, check this out.
We're checking it out.
Okay.
What up? Pause, everybody.
This is your game. Right here.
Yeah, that's everything you get in a World Warrior pledge.
I am 6'2", and this game is like most of me.
It's a lot of stuff, honestly. It is a bunch.
Yeah.
And it's heavier than I thought, so I hope I didn't injure anything.
So I'll go over a couple of questions we have about UTS. Steven, you're asking a lot, so I'll try to get to at least one or two of yours. Is there a chance for prize support or competitive support? I know that there's some fan groups that are already coming up with competitive play ideas and doing like a circuit or something. Right now, we don't, because the entire structure of the game originally and the way the Kickstarter was kind of designed wasn't with super continuous support for being a primary retail thing.
That being said, there have been a few developments, and there is a chance that Jasco Games will be putting UTS under our collectible division, which is going to be with Universes.
Interesting.
And that would, in the future, give it the possibility to have organized play. We also have some potential partners we can't talk about yet that might have a way to
Gamma announcement, 16th.
Retail in the future. It obviously won't be exactly like this because this is Kickstarter exclusive. It will be very similar with different features. Okay. For the retail version. It also will be expensive in the retail version because the game's expensive. So getting all 37 miniatures plus the Capcom Cup and all this 3D terrain and all this special stuff and UV foil card backs, UV spot card backs, all the stuff that's in this game, custom dice in 2 colors. If you got the Kickstarter, you got a steal. It's technically worth at least double in real value for a game. So it's not ever going to be that price again. It's kind of like getting in at a low of a stock investment. You guys, you killed it on this.
Yep.
So get it while you can. It will probably go up in price again before all things are said and done because the world's getting more expensive, inflation, et cetera, et cetera.
I definitely know a couple of backers that were like, man, this price is really good, and you guys have said it's probably going to go up, and they've got multiple World Warrior pledges just so that they can have their 1 or 2 to play, and then Kim's
told me about there's 3 customers that have a whole pallet going to them of this game.
Yep.
Which doesn't take a lot. You guys saw how much one game is. If you order like 5 or 6 of those, you're already starting to get to pallet size.
Another question we had, Jason, is: are we going to do any more characters or whatnot? I know we're planning on the Mortal Kombat miniatures game project coming up soon, so that'll be a whole nother. I don't know how many characters
Let me give you
the
immediate future, Tim. The immediate future, Mega Man will have basically a DLC, a deckable content equivalent for UTS. We'll call it MLC. I don't know, miniatures loadable content. We'll come up with a cool catchphrase.
I mean, it's a character pack. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, but we'll have 4 Mega Man characters you can fight against your Street Fighter. And then right after that Kickstarter, about a month later, I think is what we're planning for marketing to kick off Mortal Kombat, which is probably going to be potentially our biggest Kickstarter of the year. We only plan to have somewhere between 2 and tops 4 Kickstarters. That would be the most we've ever done, so don't count on 4 Kickstarters. But all of our Kickstarters this year, currently we intend on having the miniatures in it. So there could be a 3rd one. We do have a plan for a really cool 3rd one. But right now, Mega Man, Street Fighter, and then the upcoming Mortal Kombat Kickstarter. Hopefully we unlock a whole bunch of characters in that one as well, because that is one of my all-time favorite IPs, my favorite fighting game that isn't Smash Brothers. Love that game. So
get Smash. That's what he said. Super Smash Brothers confirmed. That's all I'm hearing.
And who's to say, maybe we could do some one-off properties as well in the future. That's all dependent on how well each project does and how much we assume we can, because as much as we love just coming up with stuff just to do it because we love these things, we'd also still have to factor in the business side of it too, right? So like,
we gotta stay in business, everybody.
As much as I like, I don't know what's a license we currently have that I guess technically we could try to put into UTS.
Soul Calibur, Darkstalkers.
Sure. Let's see. Let's just say, sure. Let's say Darkstalkers. If there's not a market for that, it might be a little tough for us to get. Now, I do think that there is a market, and we'll see what the future holds for that. But it has to continue to be something that works for both you guys and for us. So.
Yep. And I do think we're going to have more coming down the road. We do plan on building a division just for the collectibles, like I said. So it's pretty much just going to be Universes and the miniatures game. So that way, it kind of they're very similar. There's a lot of artwork, there's organized play potentially, and complicated mechanics, and it's always updating. So it makes sense to kind of have our teams focusing in on those things, and then having different teams for our board games and puzzles and that kind of stuff.
Makes sense to me.
So, and I think, let me look at my notes. I think that's about all we have for today, Jason.
Good Joffice.
So yeah, it's a big takeaway, and you know, I'm back on the show, so we got to bring back the Jazz Squirrel. The big takeaway for today is get really hyped up. Tell all your friends, tell all your retailers. On the 16th of March, big announcement.
Gamma.
Ides of March, day after the Ides of March. No Caesars getting stabbed on this day, hopefully.
We're celebrating Caesar's death with a big announcement.
That is weird, but whatever. Tim, I guess I give you my stamp of approval. Down with Caesar. Et tu Brute, whatever.
Up with My Hero,
the 16th,
the card game.
Huge
Nice.
My Hero Academia CCG announcement. The biggest one we've had. It's going to be massive.
You better have
probably more than
date.
what you're expecting. I can tell you right now, it's more than what you're expecting. It's going to be pretty sweet. So tune in to us, the Gamma Trade Show, and then you'll find out some other people you can tune into at that time.
Ooh, how exciting.
All right, well, with that, thanks everyone for joining us. We had a good time talking to you and giving you some inside scoops about what's going on. Get out there, play some games, have a great weekend, and we love you. Bye.
Peace.
Rad! How cool. I get to exit out of you now. Boop. So chat, how was that? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was worth it? Personally, I think it's a good Joffice. Let's go over the info that we got. The big announcement that we had for today was the announcement, the one announcement we've been waiting for is going to happen at Gamma on the 16th, which is a Tuesday. We don't have a specific time, but they'll let us know at the next Joffice when that's going to be. So it's an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. How cool. I'm going to be live on that Tuesday for sure, watching the announcement and reacting with you guys. The Street Fighter thing, I think the big takeaway here is if there is enough interest, there's going to be some organized play. But I think that's really an interesting take because of the fact that they don't have these cards of these board games available to sale for everybody, right? But they're potentially looking to put it into that. I don't know. The messaging was a little confusing of whether or not organized play is a cool or a good thing. I love board games. Board games are super rad. But as soon as you start putting the idea of like competitive play or competitive rule sets inside of these type of board games, it kind of changes the dynamic and the desire of the board games. Interesting stuff. Well, everybody at home, let me know what you guys think about the Joffice today, the Joffice we just announced. Make sure you follow the channel, you subscribe to the YouTube page, so that you can get all these super cool announcements at the same time as me. See the cool, fun reactions. I would love to chat with you guys about it, whether it be in the comments or in chat right here on Twitch. So with that, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and peace out. I have a YouTube video to edit as well as a shower to fix. So, thank you much for watching, you guys, and I wish you well.